Right? Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are firmly pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on this triple fatal car crash that took place near Lompoc. So, through the spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts and words really edifying. Three people have died and two individuals suffered major injuries in a multi-vehicle collision on Highway 1 Sunday evening, according to the Santa Barbara County Fire Department. The crash involving four vehicles occurred shortly after 6 p.m. on a stretch of the highway between Lompoc and Gaviota. Emergency responders pronounced 3 victims deceased at the scene. 2 others, an adult male and an adult female, sustained severe injuries. The male was transported by ambulance while the female was airlifted via CalStar helicopter to Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital for treatment. Highway 1 was closed in both directions for a period of time. The investigation is ongoing, and updates will be provided as more details emerge. And we've been seeing a lot more of this happen, a lot more of these car crashes being fatal for a lot of people, and even though not everybody involved died, 2 people did have severe injuries. More people died than the ones that survived. Psalms 9:16, the Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higgaion Selah. And these car crashes are the judgments of the Lord. Whether they're head-on car crashes, T-bone crashes, rear-end crashes, whether it involves a bus, a semi-truck, or just cars, these are the judgments of the Lord. Rollover crashes, people get thrown out of the vehicle type judgments. All of these are happening because that's the will of the Lord. This is what the Heavenly Father wants. This is the way that he's punishing these wicked people. Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And that's right, because when people are on the road, they're not planning on getting into a crash. They're just trying to get to wherever they're going, and then something happens, and in cases like this, it's a domino effect. One thing happens, and then another, and next thing you know, it's 4 vehicles in a crash, 3 people dead, 2 people seriously injured. And there's nothing anybody can do to stop it from happening, because you don't even know what's going to happen in the first place. And what people don't understand is that the Lord controls your life. He decides whether or not you're going to live or whether or not you're going to die, and how that's going to play out. A lot of people don't consider that because they lack fear of the Lord. Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And in this judgment, the Lord killed 3 people and wounded 2 other people. And like I said, there was nothing that could have been done to stop that judgment from happening, because it was the will of the Lord for it to take place. 1 Samuel 2:6, the Lord Yahweh killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Yeah, so the Lord is the one who killed those three people. He's the one who decided that he wanted those three people to die out of everyone that was involved in that crash. Job 4 and 7, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? And the answer is that no one has perished being innocent. So, in the eyes of the Lord, those three people that died were not innocent. And their death was the Lord's judgment upon them. Verse 8, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. And that's the time and season that we have entered into. Wicked people whom the Lord is angry with reaping what they've sown. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. And for those three people, it was their time to die. Just like if somebody dies from being stabbed, or dies from being shot, or dies from a fire, or dies in an earthquake, or in a tornado, or something. It was their time to die. That's why they didn't make it. The Lord didn't want them to. Plain and simple. And as I said earlier, a lot of people out here don't fear the Lord. And you can tell that they don't by the way that they move. Proverbs 19:23, the fear of the Lord Yahweh tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. That's right. So if you fear the Lord, you're going to be moving a certain way. And there's a lot of people out here that are still doing wickedness because they don't fear the consequences of that wickedness. And then judgment gets brought upon them at some point. And seeing as we are in the last days and we are in the days of vengeance, the days of the Lord's vengeance, when these judgments happen, they're severe. You know, like the recent tornadoes that just swept through, I believe it was like the Midwest, and just destroyed a bunch of stuff. You know, these car crashes that kill people, all these devastating fires. You know, these are judgments that the Lord is bringing upon wicked people. And some people will be like, well, how do we know that they were wicked? Because the Lord is not going to have someone get into a multi-vehicle crash and die if they weren't wicked. Like these type of severe, heavy judgments, the Lord is not going to bring upon somebody who's not doing something or has been doing things that are wicked in his eyes. You know, like the Lord is not going to have someone that's doing righteous in his sight get shot, you know, or get stabbed up or something like that. Those are judgments reserved for people that the Lord is angry with. And these judgments are just going to get worse. And they're going to get more severe. They're going to happen more frequently. And that's just what it is. See, we're living in a dangerous time for everybody because we're living in a time of Jacob's trouble. But in regards to these wicked people whom the Lord is angry with, it's going to be a whole lot worse for them. Because they're the ones in the Lord's target sites. And the Lord is going to continue to allow his spirits of vengeance loose to execute his judgments upon these people. And death is one of the Lord's spirits of vengeance. And that spirit of vengeance is active on the daily. That's why every day people get put in the spirit world. And because the Lord is no respecter of persons, men, women, and children get taken out of here. And things are just going to continue to get worse. As the weather gets warmer, these storms and tempests are going to get a lot more intense. These fires are going to get more intense. And just overall, these judgments are going to get more intense. So for all you sincere brothers and sisters, just stay prayed up, stay prayed up, stay fervent, stay circumspect, continue to watch and read and fast. Because we are in the time of judgment, great judgment being brought upon the earth. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash, the Wadi Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors toward our brothers who are still fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. And shalom toward the sincere believers. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, shalom.